it was informative, and also it was dope to see. Everybody can't do that, yo.
All right, we're live.
Yeah. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I mean, all right. That's
let me go to
wah,
the
wah,
channel.
wah, 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 wah.
Ass.
Wah, 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 wah,
Your
wah,
ass.
wah. Oh,
What is that? Oh,
applesauce?
Yo, no. Actually, I could go for some applesauce right now. But no,
I have applesauce. Yes.
This nigga. Do you have mashed peas too?
No. Why would I have?
Oh.
Actually, no, I don't think I have. I have frozen peas.
Yeah. Oh, you have mashed bananas?
No, I don't have any bananas.
Mashed bananas.
I have squash bananas.
You said yes, you have no bananas.
No, that's a squash, but no, nothing.
Oh,
never mind.
Just trying to figure it out.
Whatever. Black Culture Geeks.
Yeah.
And again, where is it? This is it. Is it really? Yeah, there we go. What you talking? Okay, let me put you on the vibrate. All right, that's taken care of.
All right,
posted on Black Culture Geeks. If whatever wants to go through, Facebook is trash.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Share to Multi-World Entertainment. Include original post. Share. And shared to me page. Me personal page.
So I shared it, right? And my post was and just like that, we're live. Here to save the world from humans.
Well,
yeah.
I think COVID is doing a much
we
better
do our
job
best
of
every
that than we
damn
are.
week.
Okay, all right.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But I think, to be fair to us, it has a wider reach. So
sure.
so there's that.
Absolutely, that's the case. Yes. Saigon, don't care. Legitimately do not care about Saigon.
But about Saigon? Nah. There was a time back in
there was a very small window where I cared about Saigon.
You know what? You know when people stopped caring? When he didn't do anything. Like you gotta seriously, like you got there's a window of time where you gotta show and prove. So when you get that first bit of brand awareness, when people go, who? Oh, I heard that. Yeah, okay. It's the first time hearing dude. He all right. You got a small window of time, yo.
Yeah. I stopped caring about Saigon when he started hating on Slaughterhouse.
On who?
Slaughterhouse.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Nigga, who are you? Like,
you know the other thing was you gave him a lot longer than I did. Seriously. Because when I first heard of him, I heard him on a mixtape, right? And I was like, oh, dude is nice. Let's see what he do. And he ain't do nothing. Solid. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you still was kind of rocking with him a little bit until
I mean, I was holding out hope, man.
I mean, hope springs eternal. But
clearly.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, and now you're gonna be bitter. Okay, so
Hey,
what
sis.
I don't see anything.
I do.
That's
She
terrible.
just
Oh, hey, what up?
It must be a delay over there.
Yeah, clearly. The fuck? Oh, that's because you in the okay, no, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm not logged into the channel.
Yeah.
Right. And here comes Napalm PU.
You all right. I guess we should probably start. It is 11 o'clock.
It is 11 o'clock. Starting.
It is.
The thing about starting is that you have to start. Are you recording, by the way?
Yes. Oh. What up, Greg?
What's up, Greg? Let's get this going.
Me.
Ass. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts
indeed. Now we have a few stories today to get into. A few. And they're going to be interesting, chock full of hot takes and disappointments.
I only do cold takes, my guy.
No, I don't believe your takes are that cold, sir.
Yeah,
you do not do takes on the rocks. That's not
ice cold.
Really, that's not what happens over here.
Super.
We don't do that here.
All right.
Look,
Sub-Zero takes, my guy.
Yeah. Well, be that as it may, my man Scorpion over here talking that Sub-Zero stuff takes be hot as a motherfucker. He'd be like, the fuck?
Never.
Yeah. That's why you drink a water now, because you dehydrated.
Nigga,
from them hot
I'm the tame one.
What? First of all, it's time to get an opinion from the public on that.
No,
I've been saying this for quite a while.
Let's just continue the show.
I'm just asking people to be honest about that. That let's just call a spade a spade. The wild card on this show is SPJ.
Oh, okay.
I have to constantly rein him in,
because that's what happens.
Because shit can go left real fast. You know what I'm saying? Shit can go left real fast.
Hold up. Well, we're both left-handed, so that, like,
okay, so maybe that's
that was a horrible. Yeah.
Shit can go right real fast.
Okay. Well, I mean, we
wait, man. If I'm saying shit's going right, then you ain't necessarily.
Yeah.
Nah, this is.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that. All right,
there. Cool. All right,
no, I'm gonna leave that there.
Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving! All the people that did something or didn't do anything. I hope that most of you were responsible. I know most of you weren't, but that's not the point. I still hope that most of you were responsible and mitigated.
Well, according to the numbers I saw, it was quite a few people getting on planes, trying to have that Thanksgiving dinner, that Charlie Brown Thanksgiving dinner and shit. I did spread with a healthy dose of COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God,
some nice roasted Rona. You know,
it's disgusting. But yeah,
yes, it is.
For the rest of you, thank you for doing your part.
Napalm said colonizer day.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean,
it's accurate.
But yeah, for the rest of you, thank you for doing your part. And for the not rest of you, hopefully all of you don't come down with it. Because
thank you for doing your part to stay Rona, to keep the rest of us Rona free, man. Because some of you motherfuckers, man, shit is ridiculous,
disgusting.
Humans,
but it is what it is. I guess. Well, sure. Why is there a delay?
There's definitely There is definitely a delay, and it's a big one. Like, I don't know.
I think you broke it.
I touched, sir. You're the one over there recording and piping everything into the thing, so it's something to do with maybe your internet. I'm not sure, but
no, nigga,
there is
because we should still be able to hear each other. Yeah, no, there's a delay between you and I. I ain't talking about the YouTube. That's always a YouTube delay.
Oh,
I think you broke it.
That shouldn't be
Start over.
Are you using Sparkle Cam right now? Are you using Sparkle Cam? Just curious. So am I. That shouldn't be happening. But I'm gonna start over.
Word. And now we wait and wait and wait for the old man to refresh the things. I still see him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
What?
When I say start over, I mean start over, like close OBS Ninja.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
What the fuck? Come on, bro. Oh. And now we wait. Hopefully, okay, yes, his picture's finally gone. Hopefully, he gets that taken care of really, really quickly because it is very hard, whether you may know it or not. Big shocker. It's very hard to have a conversation when you are hearing each other 10 seconds after you say something. So we are going to, okay, there we go. He has another one sent through. And we are going to add that to the OBS paste. Okay. And we're in here.
Are we?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, yes, the delay is much better. All right, cool.
So you know what happened, right?
What?
I closed out Sparkle Cam and decided to use the EOS webcam utility.
I mean, that may or may not have been the issue.
I mean, listen, unless I go through a bunch of other scenarios,
no, there's no reason
right
to do
now. That seems like that's the thing.
That's absolutely fine. That's what we're gonna roll.
Why though is the question.
I just don't know.
Sparkle Cam been acting kind of crazy lately.
I mean,
speaking of which, the one that you use, is that the 32-bit or the 64-bit one?
Sparkle? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did the 64-bit because
pretty sure you didn't. You know why?
Why would you assume that?
Because last I checked, there was no 64-bit one, and I'm wondering.
So you saying
that is? You have a 64-bit one?
I don't know. I'm saying
I don't think no.
Anytime that
it's not because the only Sparkle Cam version that I've seen that they had on that website was the 32.
The point that I'm making is that anytime I install anything, if there's a 64-bit version, that's what I install.
Oh, well, then since there wasn't, you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Unless they did it new.
And I just did
since the last time
So all they had was. I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. See, these are the tech issues I was telling my man Danny about.
I mean, the tech issues exist, but you can
totally get over that. You can find a way through that.
Hopefully, ideally, you get around them. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So this, I'm not the most aware of these young whippersnappers.
Oh my,
these days.
these snapper
So
whippers.
I don't know who everybody. Okay, so I don't know who everybody be, but Toon is well aware of all the new acts. He knows them all by name. He has them actually
would
in a
think,
database, alphabetically sorted. And then
You
he has
would
a
think,
separate
right?
page that
Right.
has them sorted by a number of projects that they put out. It's very meticulous.
No. That's not exactly what happens here. The only ones I know about are the ones that be out there talking that fuck shit. Because most of their content I can't watch or listen to. That shit ain't good. All right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm fairly certain that a bunch of you will know, and a bunch of you won't know who this person is. Mulatto, which was something I swore that we just don't say anymore. But
yeah, I need to get some clarity on that, because I was under the impression that is a problematic word.
Yeah.
So somebody
that's what I gathered.
Referring to themselves as that, which means pretty much they're wrapping their entire brand around that shit. And then what you would say, I would say you're wrapping your entire brand around that. You're making that the main thing that people should know you for, and which is crazy to me, but okay. So I guess I'll just change my rap name to nigga.
I mean, you could. I don't know how that would fly. You have a lot of white fans. That would cause a lot of issues.
It would cause some issues, wouldn't
it? So anyway, after Mulatto insults a black woman who said she wasn't black, Mulatto got this viewed by an old video where she said she wasn't.
Well,
Mulatto gets this viewed after saying she's black, then insulting another black woman, and then another black woman who owns a business comes forward with receipts that she stole from her. Black Twitter is currently having an argument about biracial or tri-quad-racial people who claim blackness because of the one drop rule.
Which is also
people are saying, people are saying a lot only identifies black when it's convenient and can become whatever else they want when it suits them. Mulatto is someone who insulted a black woman before and also said she had a hard time as a light-skinned woman in the past. Here's the interaction where she got called out. I guess she was flaunting her money. She said, 5 million ice. You heard that, boy. And someone responded to her, I never liked this bitch. She want to be black so bad. Ho, hush. Her response, I am black, dumbass bitch. Who gonna hush me? And the response was, this you? And there's a Vlad TV interview where he asks her specifically,
the context.
Are you black? Like, are you white? And she says, I don't want to identify as black. I don't want to identify as white. If I had to identify as anything, I would like that to be biracial or mulatto.
Yeah. So basically, like with Trump, there's a tweet for everything. There's also a video for everything, and you get caught up. See, the issue is you can't then. You just said you don't like being ID'd as any particular group.
It's what you said.
That's what you said. Do you have the audio of that?
I do, but I can't play it because I don't have this whole new stuff with the camera. I haven't.
Got you.
Actually, can I play it? I think I can. Let me see. Let's give it a whirl. And boom.
And things like that.
Okay. But did you identify as black or mixed or what is
I don't like identifying with anything like specific. I rather, if I have to be something, I would say I'm biracial.
Some of these Twitter exchanges, pretty crazy.
Okay.
And things like that.
Yeah, so that was the audio. I don't know if y'all heard it. If y'all did, great. If y'all didn't,
Oh, exactly. Greg,
Greg
exactly.
says, but I bet they want that black patroness.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that goes into the Twitter comments. Someone says, "Oh, now you're black because your audience is black."
Oh, there it is.
And somebody comes to try to defend her. So people can't change over time. And somebody responds, "What do you mean change over time?"
Yeah, I'm trying to figure.
And then someone says, "If you have the option to not identify as black at any point in your life, we are not the same." Another woman came forward a few days ago to state that mulatto stole from her business.
Oh, wow.
Mulatto legit stole my hair 2 years ago, and I've just been watching her blow up. Now she's blocked us. What a loser. Had the nerve to say that was 2 years ago, like money's changed in 2 years. Fuck out of here, silly something. I can't tell which.
So wait a minute, is that the black part where she stole something? I'm trying to figure out, since we're doing stereotypes. Is that the black part?
I hate you so much.
Is that the black part of it coming out? Trying to figure it out.
The lady has posted receipts. Hey, hun, what happened to the hair? We didn't get a post or a tag. So, okay, going back, she asked Mulatto if she would advertise her hair. Mulatto says, "Awesome. Yes, I'm interested. If you send to my shipping address, maybe like 22 or 24-inch blonde, full lace. When I install, I will tag your company in my pics, videos with the hair."
And that never happened, apparently.
She says, "Hey, hun, what happened to the hair? We didn't get a post or a tag. You took our hair, didn't promote it. And if it's a thing that you didn't like it, then you should have returned it. To do that to a black business that has spent a lot of money on hair for you is a big shame. And now you've gotten bigger. I doubt you'll care. You could have paid for the hair if you wasn't going to promote it."
Right.
Mulatto's response was, "Girl, that was 2 years ago."
That doesn't make you better. Like, listen. So 2 years, you've been a straight up deadbeat with them for 2 years? Is that what you're celebrating right there?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. So someone says, "Why does she need to approach you differently? If you owe her money, then give her the money. The fuck?"
Right.
And Mulatto says, "I don't owe nobody no money, sweetheart. Can you read or no?" So somebody else, these goddamn stands, how you steal something that was willingly sent for free? She don't have to pay for a damn thing. And the response, they had a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
Mulatto never kept up. I mean, she didn't even have to pay. She just had to post the pics and tag the girl.
But see, here's the thing. That is a form of payment.
That is a form of payment.
That's a form of payment.
That is the barter that was agreed on in the verbal contract.
Yeah.
So Mulatto says, again, "I don't owe nobody money, sweetheart. Can you read or no?" And somebody cleans her up nicely and says, "If someone sends you product for promotion and you don't promote it, you owe them for the product. And if you're getting cake like that, then what's so hard about you just paying her the money for the hair? You being musty."
And the one thing about being musty, is that it does not have to be a permanent condition. You can literally hit the shower up, get up under them pits, put on some DO, and you're straight. So she don't have to still be musty. She's choosing to be musty.
You talking about all that money you got?
That's what she said, right? Look, I don't know her. I don't even know what her content is.
Me neither.
But
I'm fairly certain she's a musician. In some
probably so.
Way, shape, or form.
But it's crazy how you choosing to walk around here with your arm smelling like a sub shop when you don't got to. That's a choice. Now, the promotion that she just gave her now is negative promotion for her. Because now, instead of you coming off like, yes, I support black businesses, right? So check this out, blah, 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 which is good PR. Now the whole narrative is you're a deadbeat who took something from a small black business. That looks crazy. And then on top of that, you insulting black women. And then on top of that, we find video of you talking about how you not black. I'm just, look, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
And the crazy thing is, I've heard negative stories about her before, but
really,
I never thought to put them, on the docket or anything because, like, I don't know who she is. But this one,
I don't even know who you are.
But this one stuck out a little bit. So, congratulations on your debut to the Black Culture Geeks, Mulatto.
You finally made it.
Yeah, you're here. All right. Let's get into this Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah. Let's talk.
So,
first of all, how many of you have watched the new Kevin Hart stand-up?
No
That's
fucks given.
No fucks given. It's on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, ordinarily we not the type
clearly
to give
incorrect.
Spoilers, right?
The title is clearly incorrect.
Oh! It was plenty of fucks given. Absolutely. That shit was like a brothel and shit. Like it was plenty. It was plenty of fucks given on there, right? But ordinarily we don't deal too much in spoilers here. But we don't feel like you're missing anything.
No, not really.
You're not really missing much.
Trash is a strong word. Trash is also an accurate word. Let me explain. That's funny. I used another title of his. Laugh at my pain. That was just random. I'm sorry. So basically, it's not that funny. Like, I guess I don't even know if I can consider myself a fan anymore because I didn't like his last special, really. The
last thing I saw him do that I liked
every special.
The last thing I saw him do this one. The one me and my wife went to live to see in Baltimore. That was the last one I saw that I thought was funny. It's funny in the building.
Here's the thing. Was it funny on cam?
I didn't watch it on cam. I watched it on cam. But in the building, it was funny.
In my opinion, I think his first 3 specials, there was at best an incline, at worst a plateau.
Right.
With his first 3 specials.
Right.
And then to me, each subsequent special has gotten worse.
That's fair.
And I don't know. Well, I read something. What was it a video I watched? I can't remember, but it was a video. It was a video. Kevin Davis. Is that his name? The comedian? Not Kevin. Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis.
Yeah, Ryan Davis. What up, Mike?
It's good, Mike.
Here's the thing, Greg says, I feel like Kevin's becoming a refillable comedian with mediocre as fuck ghostwriters. Here's the thing. I've never bought into the ghostwriting thing, right? I feel like it's a thing where, like, sure, somebody might throw out an idea or something, but ultimately he writes it.
All right, so this is how I feel
one of the
about
reasons
that.
I say that.
Go ahead. Finish.
Well, one of the reasons I say that is because the rest of his people are funny.
Yeah. Now, I have no way of knowing this because I don't have intimate knowledge of that situation. But it seems to me that what it appears to me is that they do roundtable like type creativity,
like
sessions,
a board meeting type thing,
like almost like a board meeting thing. And this might sound petty as fuck, but is it possible? Do you think it could be possible that they as boys, yes, but they be throwing him some bullshit sometimes and gassing it up?
Listen.
Gassing it up.
This is what I'm saying. Like I said, I find them funny.
Yeah, I found a couple of them funny. Yeah,
still
they performed when I went to see him live. They performed before he got on.
Yeah, I find them funny. So I can't believe that they're writing for him because, again, he's progressively less funny every time I see him.
Yeah.
That's why I don't believe that they're
What if it's hard to make him funny though? What if it's hard to make him funny though?
It can't be that hard because, like I said, the first 3 is what got him to where he really was. Like those first 3 specials are special, if you, for lack of a better term. You know, everybody don't necessarily like all of them. That's cool, but the vast majority, it's
there was a lot more highlight moments.
Yes, it's a high. His batting average was high as fuck in those first 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think this is how Ryan Davis explained it. Now, first of all, I disagree with Ryan Davis on a major part of this, but his explanation was Kevin has always been. I think that's a part of it. Paul, he oversaturated himself. But listen to what Ryan Davis said. He said basically Kevin has always been a comedian that is relatable. That's what his content was based on, things that were relatable,
right?
And he's not relatable anymore. He is so far away from what he was just in life.
Dan, Greg just said what you just said. He said, here is the difference though. Kev's boys joke from their life experience, which makes them funny. Kevin's life is so unreliable to his fans that his jokes don't come from.
Absolutely. Yeah. So since he has reached this place where it's not familiar to us, he reaches for the things that may possibly be familiar to us, and they don't always connect. They don't always hit. Yeah. Like that's why he's always, every single special, he talks about wife, kids, friends,
family,
every single special, because he is a storytelling type comedian. That is his style. Now, what Ryan said that I hugely view differently than how he views it,
right,
is, well, y'all got to realize that with the shutdown and everything, he didn't get a chance to go around and shop this to different clubs and all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. So that part is true, 100%, clearly. But his conclusion is what I don't agree with. So y'all can't really judge this the same way. Bullshit. Because he put it out.
Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Davis, point of order. As someone that finds you funny a lot of the times.
Absolutely.
Funny a lot of times. I have to disagree with you on that. Listen, if I put out a project, a music project that I knew within here was not the same process and go into the quality control. Once I put it out there, it's too late to put real that shit in and be like,
hey,
y'all
guys,
can't judge that.
Yeah, I didn't do what I normally do.
Yeah.
No, Paul.
No, not promotion. Not promotion.
Basically, what Ryan's saying is how comedians come up with their specials is they write them, but they also perform those jokes in front of smaller crowds.
And they see
so what Ryan is saying is Kevin didn't get a chance to perform these jokes in front of smaller crowds to see the reactions, to edit and change whatever may have to be changed. This is basically just a raw, rough draft type of thing. And again, yes, that part of that is true, but nah, nigga, that doesn't make
but we still can criticize
immune to criticism.
Yeah, that's like if you go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant and you used to getting your favorite fucking dish, right? And you go there and something just doesn't taste right about it. So when you go and talk to the cook and the cook goes, well, see, the issue is I ain't have time to come in and do this and do that. So you really can't criticize. No, I can criticize it, and I am, because I just ate it and the shit wasn't good.
Absolutely.
This is the reason why they do it, Napalm. This is it's more like a cultural thing with comedians, but it also has a practicality to it. They basically try their material out on these small crowds to gauge responses, know if they need to tighten some screws, change certain things, take some stuff completely out. And what Ryan Davis is basically trying to say is that because Kevin did not have a chance to do that, we then should not be criticizing it. But much like we're saying here, if you didn't feel that you could have went through the process of vetting this shit, don't put it out. It's not like you're hurting for money.
Here's the thing. Well, I think when he say why do it, I think he mean like why put it out. Oh, here's why you put it out. Because Kevin Hart is no longer a comedian. Kevin Hart is a businessman. Kevin Hart saw this opportunity where he saw Dave Chappelle do what he did. He may or may not have, and the reason I say may is because it's weird link, but I'm a fan of Kevin on Stage. Kevin on Stage has been doing this keep your distance comedy thing,
right?
And I'm sure that Kevin Hart is aware of it because some of Kevin Hart's people are going to be on it.
Right.
On top of that, some of Kevin on Stage's people have intermingled with people like Gary Owen and stuff like that. So I know Kevin Hart's aware of what Kevin on Stage has been doing. So when you see that, the businessman in him is like, I can do that too.
Right.
I can do that too.
Right.
And that's why I believe he did it. He's not a comedian anymore. It's just really like if you watch the special, a part of the beginning is what he's saying. He's like, his wife is telling him he's changed. His baby mother, ex-wife's telling him he changed. And he's saying basically a part of the reason that he did this was to get back to try to find some type of happiness that he's lost. And one of the things that he did to try to do that is, get on stage. But again, I think that is a part of it. But I think that's hugely overcast by the fact that he's way more businessman than comedian at this point in his career.
Yeah. And the other thing about that is I'm about to do a quick Google search just so I can be exact. I'm trying to get my man's net worth right now. All right. Just want to see what his net worth is before I make this point. Okay. Kevin Hart has a net worth of near $150 million. I can certainly understand someone that's not doing as well as he's doing financially, needing the money and say, I need to put something out. I need the money. When you're worth $150 million, do you really have to put that out for shekel, for coin? Like, I know it's a whole.
I don't know if that's what happened
over there, but
that's what I'm saying. He has a deal with Netflix, and I don't know if he owed them this or not.
Right. And he may have. That's true. I don't know what his deal was.
I'm not sure if he owed them this or not because
why are you wet?
I know he probably time traveled back to the days where your sitting was underwater. So that kind of explains. Yeah, I mean T'Challa's. But anyway, so yeah, he probably I ain't gonna say probably, but he may have owed them a special.
Right.
So and that's just.
I don't think he gave them what he owed them because that shit wasn't special. You know what I'm saying? that shit wasn't special. He ain't heard.
I legitimately laughed more at that than anything in that thing.
Exactly. I was disappointed, because I expected a little more, at least some chuckles.
Yeah.
And I really legitimately, I think I may had snickered once when he said something that was somewhat relatable to me about something.
I laughed a couple times.
But it wasn't nowhere near what would usually be the case.
It wasn't grown little man. It wasn't let me explain. It wasn't laughing my pain. It wasn't those.
Yeah. And again,
it was
with
something
those,
different.
With those older ones, this is why I always tell people to say that want to reverse history a little bit and change shit and say that Kevin Hart was never funny.
Yeah, you tripping.
I think you're bugging because there were certain bits in those stand-ups that people were saying just in passing. And I know from back when Eddie Murphy did Delirious and Raw.
Wait. Read Sam's comment.
Yo, Sam is ass. I see that right there. Yo, that was legitimately funnier,
that was funnier than anything
on the Kevin Hart special right there. That was Kevin said it. Hold up for the people that aren't in the live is gonna listen to this on Spotify or whatever. Sam asked the Tombstone just asked the cat why it was wet. Tombstone got a whap in the room.
Yo,
like right now, our live audience is killing Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
right now. Is it what?
Mm-hmm.
Give him at least 25 million. Fuck it.
I mean, listen.
Fuck it.
But here's my real issue with Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's not funny anymore, because
it depends on what he's doing.
Yeah, I like him in movies.
It
still.
It depends on
I haven't seen him in the movie that I didn't necessarily like him in. There's a movie or two where he's like a little extra for my liking, but
I mean,
I can still just see why.
Yeah. Napalm just said Kev might need to take the Eddie Murphy route and stick to movies for a while.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's certainly an option.
I get that.
An option.
Absolutely. So my thing is, it's the bitterness.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that.
Coffee, the biting into a coffee bean bitterness that Kevin Hart exudes in these current times.
Yeah.
I promise you, he may have said the word cancel in reference to cancel culture and crying about it 20 times in this special. On top of that, he spent 5 minutes on a bit basically where he's telling everybody that they're snitches.
Yep.
Because they record things that happen in everyday life when they see a celebrity. Like, what the Kev? You be wrong.
That's just And again, it's unfortunate, but I have heard this particular refrain before from other comedians, and it's sad because Kevin was one of the guys that we used to look up as an inspiration, just as a content creator. A lot, if you watch some interviews with Kevin Hart and when he's on the Breakfast Club or Hot 97, Kevin be dropping them jewels for content creators. So it's like he was a very inspirational dude, and to see the tone, to hear the tone in which he kind of brought to that special, it just didn't seem like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why are you doing this now? Why?
Yeah. It's like, bruh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You ignore it. You have the issue. That's the most hypocritical thing he's ever said. He was in this. There's this apparently new social media thing that I guess we need to check out called Club Room or something like that. It's a video based social media site, something like that. Really? I didn't really look into it, but one of the things he said, because it was a room on there called Kev's Not Funny Anymore, something like that.
Oh,
and he joined the room, and I guess the moderators or whatever they're called, when he joined, they were explaining to him, what was going on. And I don't know how set up in advance this was. I have no idea. But they were explaining to him, they were basically talking about the name of the room and how some people think he's funny, blah blah blah. But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't have anything to do with his work ethic and blah blah blah. And that's a fact. That's all factual. His work ethic is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
he's still a hard worker.
Very few like him. Yeah,
that's a fact.
It's very few like him. Greg said that's what happens when you're 5'2" with a 7-foot ego. That is hilarious. Sam and Greg, what y'all need to do is make a pitch to Kevin Hart, and tell him to let y'all do his next special. But anyway, so basically he says something to the effect of, well, no, it doesn't really matter if you think I'm funny or not. That's cool. He said Bon Jovi is one of the greatest musical acts of all time. I don't know any Bon Jovi songs. That doesn't matter. That doesn't stop him from being one of the greatest of all time. Bruce Springsteen, one of the greatest musicians of all time. I don't know any Bruce Springsteen.
No. Hold, stop.
Sing along with.
Stop. That's cap. Everybody heard "Born in the USA." That shit they play. I
don't care about him lying. That's not the point. He's a hypocrite. I don't care about his lies.
I care about both because I think they kind of go hand in hand.
Anyway,
they go hand in hand.
He's like, I don't know any Bruce Springsteen songs. I couldn't sing along with him if I tried. That doesn't stop him from being one of the greatest musicians of all time. And he says, I don't understand why if people don't like something, they can't just not like it and say it's not for them and move on. They got to talk about, how this is ass and blah, blah, this. Here's the thing about that.
Kevin, I'm not letting you do that.
In this special, if you want to consider cancel culture a thing, then Kevin, why can't you just admit that cancel culture isn't for you and move on?
Well, here's the thing about that, sir. He's a comedian, and they have to feed off of shit that happens in society. He's a hypocrite because you expect nobody else to do that shit. Literally, if you present a piece of content out there, it's going to be. Remember what we said in the one episode where I was like, every time if I see something negative about my music somewhere, all you got to do is go to a Prince video. All you got to do is go to a Michael Jackson video. These are motherfucking geniuses, and I'm talking about their music at the peak of their careers. If Michael Jackson and Prince can be critiqued or criticized about some shit,
who the fuck
am I?
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. Kevin. Like, Kevin, shut the fuck up, my guy. Like, what are you doing?
I never thought I would have to tell Kevin to shut the fuck up. Yo.
Ever in life, yo.
Shut the fuck up right now. Yo.
Ever in life. And it's like, you are grown at the big age of 41. You don't understand that people are going to complain about things they don't like. It's what you're doing.
Yeah, yo, he's pretty much turned into like that fame and that notoriety. He got so used to being celebrated that he can't seem to understand that there's a flip side to that coin, a B side to that album. The same way you get celebrated, there's going to be motherfuckers who not going to dig what you're doing and going to say so. And no, they're not just going to go, it's not for me. You know when people say something's not for them? I'll tell you when they say that. When they don't want to argue about this shit and they're talking to somebody that they cool with and they have like, that's just not for me. But trust me, they have other stronger opinions on that shit.
Generally.
You know what I'm saying? That's all the time, man. Like, nah.
I'm finding it hard to disagree with you, my guy.
Yeah. Look, Greg said that skin got real thin after that runaway. Yo, exactly. Exactly. Like, it's like he got used to being celebrated.
Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. But then you show parts of yourself. It's like some people lack self-awareness.
Yeah.
It's like, so you think that what happened is people just turned on you.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
It can't be that after you became known for being a serial cheater, you cheated again with your wife, who you said that you would never cheat on again. Like, it can't be things like that. It can't be you being super politically incorrect in the time where everybody's like, we're not fucking with that no more.
Also,
it can't be those things.
It couldn't be those things. And the thing about the political correctness, right, that I find hilarious, one of the criticisms I have heard about Kevin Hart is that he didn't take any strong opinions.
Middle of the road. Middle
always was in the middle road.
Middle of the road.
So it's kind of funny for you now, right, to say, to act like you've been the edgy one this whole time, and people are just being politically correct. B, that's been you. You see him in interviews, they ask him certain questions about certain things that's happening out in politics or something like that. He always would take the middle of the road opinion that the path of least resistance, he thought, is for me to stay here in the middle and not be too critical of either side of the equation. Well, you can't now turn around and act like you're the one being persecuted because you take strong opinion. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, you're the one that changed.
Yo, his brand took a hit because people saw him a certain type of way. And then when he did certain shit, in
this little chat thingy on the Clubhouse, I think I'm saying it right. It's CH. I'm pretty sure it's Clubhouse. Because I know when I first saw it, I thought it was Comedy Hype because they got a YouTube channel, but I went on there and didn't see anything. I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked a little deeper and I think I saw Clubhouse. But anyway,
it's Clubhouse.
Another thing,
I just looked it up. It's Clubhouse.
Okay. So another thing that he said was he was talking about, black people don't stick together. They like to tear each other down. Look at what happened with Hannibal Buress and Bill Cosby. And then came back and said, Bill Cosby deserved to be arrested. But then what the fuck are you saying, Kevin?
Listen, he's saying nothing of any merit.
Exactly.
At this point. He's saying nothing of any merit. First of all, nigga, stop it. Just because people are criticizing you, that is not a chance for you to throw in that bit of respectability politics about how black people don't support each other. Like, if you're doing some things people disagree with or don't like as far as content, there are going to be those people that say, I don't like this shit. I think this is trash. It's ass. They're not going to say it's just not for me. Yeah, you're going to have some people that's going to kick it like that. But as I explained earlier, the vast majority of the time when the person does it because they don't want to argue, they see that the person is so into this that they don't want to, and then insult because you know how people are. If you insult the things they like too strongly,
insulting
it feels like you're insulting them. So now that shit just ain't for me. No, but when we talking about some shit, that shit's ass. That shit is ass. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
Like, come on.
It's a whole thing. And then there was they were asking him about the whole him calling his daughter a hoe thing.
Right.
And
I saw that.
He explained this so wrongly. He harped on, I didn't call my daughter a hoe. Well, you did. You did. It was in the reference of the joke.
Right.
I think that's the part you should have harped on. Like, it was a joke. I don't really think my daughter's a hoe. But you want to harp on the semantics, which you're wrong about.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do we do? What? Can we go back to like 5 years? Let's go back 5 years. Give me that Kevin.
Right.
Because that Kevin in interviews was amazing. He knew what to say, how to say, when to say it, when not to say it.
He's at his best when he's inspiring people.
Right.
He's at his best when he's doing that.
Right. Exactly, Palm. If people liked the special, he wouldn't have said shit.
Facts.
That is a fact.
Facts.
Here's the thing. I watched the special, and like I said, there were a couple things that made me chuckle. And then when it gets to the end, where he's talking about the Jerry Seinfeld thing, I'm like, all right, cool. I can appreciate this because I know I've seen you two interact before. I'm well aware of who Jerry Seinfeld is. I get all that. And then he's that's funny. We're gonna talk about that, Sam. But it's like he gets towards the end and he's talking about how he wants to be known for something other than being a comedian, and he wants to be the brick oven pizza guy, and he did it at his house and it was a disaster, and then he ends up oh, you're at my house. Let's bring out some pizza. Cool, right? But then the very end of it, like when they're in bed and he wakes up talking about he had a nightmare. That was just so unfunny. There was no punchline. It was just something to add on to the end of the special for some odd reason.
Yeah.
It's
sad state
dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, off of this guy, because he's become annoying. He's just become annoying.
Very much so.
That's
it's sad to see now. There is one more rung on the ladder he could actually fall to that will make his name complete shit in my mouth. If he pulls a Terry Crews, I'm done with him. I am done with him.
See, listen.
I am done.
Somebody was like, ain't this nigga best friends with Ice Cube? I was like, oh no.
So I know,
oh, no.
I know the people listening to this on Spotify can't see me. I just gave the biggest face palm.
Oh
ever.
my God.
You know, it's crazy you mentioned that about Ice Cube because my former producer, longtime brother, Sean Black, and I had a conversation about Cube the other day. And to hear Sean Black talk about Cube, knowing that this used to be our dude, it was heartbreaking, yo. It was heartbreaking. Yeah.
It's crazy how things change. Like, here's, I don't know. This is how I legitimately feel. Stop showing everybody how stupid you are. Just in general. No, just in general. This is not specifically about O'Shea. This is not specifically about O'Shea. I'm just saying, in general. Like, I don't know.
What if somebody would
self-awareness? I think
that's
it's back
true.
to that. Like,
that's true.
Understand what people fuck with you for.
Yeah.
And stay on that brand if you want them to continue fucking with you.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Yo, do your shit, yo.
I mean,
you know what works. You know what works. Like, do your shit.
You know what works. Play the old hits. The old hits never go out of style.
But see, then
you got to make sure they hits.
Complaint that they have. Yeah, but the complaint would be, am I not allowed to evolve as an artist?
No.
Okay, that's it. Well, that's
not unless you do it right. There's a way to do it. Like there are people. Prime example, Jay-Z. When your first album is talking about being a drug lord, and then at 50 you're putting out an album like 444, which is talking about credit and black power and all that. That's how you evolve as an artist.
That's how you evolve.
That makes sense.
Right.
Everybody that was a Jay-Z fan, barring a very small minority, understood that evolution.
Right.
That evolution makes sense. You don't want him to, at 54, still be rapping about his drug glory days.
Like, you know what, though? I feel like the other reason that worked is because he had a chance to set the narrative. He's been in numerous interviews talking about the evolution of him as an adult, as opposed to when he was a younger artist, talking about not wearing the jerseys and all that other stuff no more. He's been framing this narrative for a while. So and the thing is, this is no different than what Ice Cube could do. He could do the exact same thing.
Especially these days. Yeah. Because you don't need an actual interview.
You don't. You absolutely don't.
Just throw in your camera.
Right. Exactly, Napalm. Look at Jeezy and Gucci. Yeah.
I mean, you
can absolutely evolve.
They grown. I mean, they grown men out here.
They grown men out here, and at a certain point, wow, listen, I certainly understand certain beefs can't be canceled because of shit that happened.
Yeah.
Right. Some shit you just not gonna overlook.
I would have argued that this was one of them.
This was absolutely one of them. There was a life lost in this, and a potential life that could have been lost.
and a bounty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but this is on the far end of the spectrum where something like that can still be like, yo, we're gonna find an equilibrium in the balance, because me getting payback for this eventually won't be payback.
Yeah.
Because if I get caught and jammed up after doing that, It's old saying me and my homeboy Dennis used to say back when we was playing ghetto games. It ain't revenge if you get caught for it.
Facts.
It's not revenge.
Nope.
If they make your ass pay for that shit,
because you didn't really win.
You didn't really win, right? You're not ahead. You didn't get any points off of that because after you did it, you went to jail.
Yep.
That shit, nah, you know,
back where you was, or
back
worse.
where you was. So, like, I'm thinking they looking at it. We got so much to lose. We've come a long fucking way. We ain't gonna never be best friends and homies,
right,
none of that. But we don't have to be actively out there trying to do something to fuck up each other's situations. So
yeah, they went to the club together. They talking about doing music together.
Right.
It's a whole thing. It's a beautiful thing. Like, we grow the fuck up. Like, grow. You're allowed to evolve. That evolution should be growing the fuck up.
Right. Sam, yo, you right. He did because he did that rap from what mind you, I didn't see it because I was never a fan of these niggas' music. But
me neither.
He did do a song. So I heard the playback that Joe Buttons did, the play-by-play, right? And he did a song where he basically was talking about murking Jeezy's boy. But correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I have the timeline wrong. Didn't that happen because dude tried to come at Gucci?
That's exactly what happened. So
dude tried to kill him, right? Or something, right?
So basically, for everybody that doesn't know what happened, this is a rough summation of the timeline. So they did a song together called So Icy. The song was a hit. What happened was Jeezy was signed already. So Jeezy wanted to put it on his album. I don't remember if it made it to the album or not. That part's really not important. But Gucci felt like this is my song. So that was an issue. And then back and forth barbs were thrown, and Jeezy basically put 10,000 on Gucci's necklace, which could have translated to more than just a necklace. Yeah. So some people tried to hit Gucci up, and Gucci ended up killing one of them. Well, that person apparently was one of Jeezy's mans. So that happened. They've both made songs about the stuff. There have been a bunch of other things that have gone on. So now fast forward to the present time, and they do this verses. Well, about it being disrespectful, I don't disagree in general. However, Jeezy agreed that song could be played.
Yeah, so I guess that's it.
So
that's it.
I don't know if that takes it out of the realm of disrespect to the point of it having to be something that needs to happen now. Because again, Jeezy agreed.
Yeah. Also, just as a point of from the street, like the reality is, if you try to rob somebody and you don't make it,
hey,
that's on you.
You chalk that up.
Yeah, let's chalk that up to the game. Listen, there has been incidents. I don't want to get into no details, but there's been incidents when I was growing up where I knew guys that was on that stick-up shit, and then in one particular case, he tried to bring a move, and he ain't make it.
Yeah.
He ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of the game. Like, that's part of the game.
That's on you. If you was minding your business, doing what you're supposed to do, that wouldn't have been able to happen.
Yeah. Just saying. Like, I think it's kind of a wash, right? Because if two people are beefing, and then somebody sends somebody at the dude, I do get if your homie die as a result of that, you can still feel the way you feel that's your homie.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a wash for the rest of us because that street shit. He stepped to him wrong.
He wouldn't have been in that position if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly what it is. I think it's less normal payback and more like guilt.
Yeah, it's guilt. I think you're right about that. It's guilt. It's guilt because he sent that man after you. Like, what was at the end of the day? Like I said, I'm not a fan of Gucci. I'm more of I like Jeezy more than I like Gucci.
Me too.
But I'm putting myself in Gucci's shoes. if somebody try to get me,
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
and I got the opportunity to make sure that don't happen
ever again
to anybody else, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Like,
you play dumb games.
Listen, win stupid prizes.
I mean,
yo, my chain is my chain. That's my chain.
That really
you
brought
can't
the mood
down.
down. Let's move on. It's kind of brought the mood down a little bit.
Right.
So Aunt Viv, we talked about this last week. How the original Aunt Viv had a reconciliation,
right?
And there's a bit of an update to some of it. But first thing I wanted to throw out there is because I pointed out.
What'd you point
and
out?
I'm not the only person that said it. I've seen it other places, but as I watched it,
yo, I'm laughing at Napalm right now, responding to what I said. That's my chain. It is.
As I watched it, the first thing I was thinking when she came into the room to hug everybody, where's Alfonso? That's the first thing I thought. Because I knew what they had been going through. And I knew that basically out of everybody, it was Will and Janet going back and forth and Alfonso and Janet having issues. So there's been an update to this. Because, of course, I knew I wouldn't have been the only person to notice it. Of course.
Yo, I noticed it as well. And yeah.
Niggas fans of this shit. So they care. They pay attention. So here's an update. Someone posted on Twitter. Don't think I didn't notice that Alfonso left the set once Janet came on. I guess all old wounds haven't healed yet. And Janet responded directly to this person and said, don't assume. He was working and I wasn't there. Let it go, sweetie. We have.
Ooh,
bruh. That, like I told Tune before we started, that made my morning.
Yeah,
because that's not what I expected.
Right.
Yeah, yo. Right, that's not what I expected. Because I like I did expect. Editing played a big role because you can't get a final product without editing. So obviously, but what her story is now makes sense. It makes sense that maybe that part of the show was shot last.
Right.
Because that would make more sense. It wouldn't, like in real life. In real life, it would make more sense for the emotional reunion where there's no more dialogue.
Yeah.
To be filmed last.
Yeah.
That would just make more sense. And if Alfonso had a job that he had to go to and he had to dip, that's not to say that they didn't talk off camera.
See, that's what I was thinking. That they had whatever reconciliation they were supposed to have, they had that off camera.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm very happy
to see it.
That's the case. Absolutely. Because I don't know. Nobody said anything to me about this, but I'm just super aware of this type of thing. I don't want my comments last week to come off as I don't like Janet, because that's never been the case. It's just that it was highly inconsequential for me for her having left the show. It just was. I mean, not to say it again, I'll reiterate, her parts in the show were amazing. Mm-hmm. But it's just
and it was 3 years.
She wasn't what I was there. Yeah, she wasn't what I was there for though. Yeah. Absolutely.
3 seasons.
Like as a young, now again, there are people my age that are also men that feel opposite of me. That's fine. No problem with that. It's just, in my opinion, as a young boy,
you didn't care about that sort
my
of thing.
focus was not the mother. Yeah, my focus was not the mother of the show. Like,
right.
I didn't care. I saw 2 boys that were approximately my age, which they weren't actually, but you know,
they were older than you.
Goes. 2 girls. Yeah. 2 girls. The older one, who was attractive, and then the father figure. The last person on that rung for me was the mother. She still killed it.
Yeah.
But just for me, okay. All right,
that wasn't a person you
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't a person you cued in on. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I feel you.
No,
And it also
sense.
depends
She's
on the
gone.
show
Damn,
too.
that sucks. Absolutely. If the mother is the star, that probably changes my feeling about it.
Well,
then.
let me give you this example. So there are some shows, like take for instance, Married with Children, right?
Mhm.
If they had replaced the actress that played Peggy, that shit wouldn't have sat right with me. Because of the way the show is formatted, the way she played that role, I'm not sure somebody else is going to come in there and make it feel the same.
The father was the star and his main foil was the wife.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, that dynamic, yeah. Or like if it's the Parkers and Monique got replaced. That doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work.
Absolutely not. No, we're not doing that. That's not something I'm accepting. Like, no. But
Sam is ass, yo. Sam say, my focus was Hillary and wishing it was me who pushed her man off the cliff.
Oh, goodness.
Ass.
But like
ass.
With Fresh Prince and Family Matters, the change really didn't. Like, don't get me wrong, Harriet was just as amazing. The old Harriet was just as amazing as the original Aunt Viv, but especially with Family. Well, no, actually with both shows, but a little bit more with Family Matters. The show quickly switched its focus. Like,
it's about Urkel.
I think Family Matters did it in season 2.
Yeah, because they looked at a response. They looked at the response that he was getting and was like, "Oh,
because Urkel was supposed to be a one-off character."
Yeah, well,
and then they saw the reaction.
Yeah, well, that wasn't to be.
And that, your plan. You had a plan,
right? You thought. Continue. I gotta do something real quick.
God damn it! I just knocked something down and I don't know what it is. And I was trying to look for you bastard. I think it's the delay. He might not have heard me. But yeah, I just knocked something down. I went to go look for what it is, and he talking about continue. I gotta go do something. The fuck? How am I supposed to? Okay. But yeah, like the character replacements can be very like. It wasn't a situation where like 2.5 Men, where even though it's a different character, the lead was replaced. Like that was pretty much a death knell. I'm pretty sure everybody outside of the people who made the decision knew that Ashton Kutcher wasn't going to do the same thing that Charlie Sheen did for the show. Like, I think that was fairly obvious. But Paul said the geek became the star. That's a fact. And that's how it goes. Whoever the most popular, whoever gets the most reaction, you go with the hot hand. That's just smart business. And in Family Matters case, it was kind of unfortunate because the show was like specifically not about one person at first. But with Fresh Prince, at least Will was the star and he just got more focus. Like, so I guess that's a better scenario to be in. I'd much rather be in the scenario where we come into the show knowing that Will is the star, and then the show switches to featuring him more. All right, fine, he's the star. Then coming into the show like Family Matters was like, oh, everybody's the star. And then this punk kid comes in that was never even supposed to be on the show, and the show quickly switches to being all about him. Like, I'd much rather the first scenario.
Wait a minute. Why you gotta be a punk though?
The same reason why Will was a punk.
Oh damn.
To Janet. But we got enough before we dig into the red table talk. Will Smith is a genius whose guts I hate. showed me that, like, his YouTube channel is one thing.
Yeah.
But this put the nail in the coffin. This showed me he understands content, because there was so much filmed when they did the reunion.
Yeah.
And it didn't all go in the reunion.
Nope.
You had some of it specifically for his Red Table Talk. You had some of it specifically for his YouTube channel.
Yep.
I'm like, this is a masterclass on how to get content out of a scenario, out of a day. You sat down this day and you got content to go on 3 different platforms.
You know what? I would say that I knew he was that guy just from what he was doing with his YouTube channel when he first started doing a YouTube channel. And I saw how he was conducting it. And I was like, take aside the fact that he has money, influence, and access to things that most of us don't, which helps with the content, being able to have the special content. His upload consistency and how certain themes of YouTubing he was still using, stuff that we use, he was doing. Like, that made me respect it a little more. Like, you didn't just willy-nilly decide, I know, I'm gonna have a YouTube channel, because this is what typically happens with celebrities when they had their YouTube shit. Basically, if they're an actor, most things you'll see on there is they did an interview about a movie, and then a trailer of the movie will be on the channel. You know, shit like that. Not real YouTube and stuff, not vlogging, not none of that, you know. And he was vlogging. He was flat out vlogging. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I respected that, and that showed me that he has an understanding. He didn't just jump in to do that like, oh, the vlogging shit, I'm going to do that, and that's going to get me roles in Hollywood, use my popularity to show. Once again, motherfucker, the people on the street still respect me. So the Hollywood people in the boardrooms that make the decisions on who gets green lighted for what films aside, y'all are detached from the reality of the people on the street. The people still fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
See that? See how quick my channel grew? Yeah, the people still fuck with me.
Thanks.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I always respected that. So it doesn't really come as a surprise to me that he knew how to wring all the content he could out of this shit. He got the social media engagement. He got the pop culture relevancy, because, you know, Fresh Prince is a pop culture iconic IP. So we're just going to put this out. We're going to have this discussion. We're going to utilize the bad blood that was there. We're going to resolve that. People want to see that because they want a feel-good ending to this story, right? And then I'm going to shoot all this other content and slide that over on my YouTube channel, which really started this whole content shit in the first place.
Right.
It's Einsteinian. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is.
Yeah. So to this Red Table Talk. This Red Table Talk, what it did for me is
what it did.
Solidified my stance on Janet. Because last week I was like, well, maybe I'm being a little bit too hard. But no, I feel how I feel. So what came out in the Red Table Talk is, and for those who didn't see it, she wasn't there. It was Will and his therapist doing the actual Red Table Talk, but there was footage from that they recorded the day that they did the reunion,
right? With
Janet there and with Will there talking to each other and all that other stuff, things that weren't in the actual reunion special,
right?
So the full story has finally come out now. It wasn't a situation where they just decided to offer her a shitty deal. And it wasn't a scenario where randomly they started limiting her dates.
Right.
What happened was Will has this thing, and they kept alluding to it, but nobody ever said how Janet felt about it and she didn't mention it when she was on there on the reunion. So it was in the back of my mind, like this seems important, but
Right.
they didn't make it seem like it was that important.
Right.
It just everybody loved it. Basically, this was this party atmosphere, this hip hop backstage atmosphere that was going on, and Will running around trying to make everybody laugh and all that other stuff. Janet didn't like that. Didn't like it at all. And
did she have a
with her
reason
not
for that? Because I
liking that-
can't possibly think of one reason why that's bad. But did she have a reason?
Her idea was that it wasn't professional. She was trying to be professional. And I get it. I disagree that it should have ended that. Like, I disagree that it should have taken the route that it took.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Because basically what Will said was, I just wanted to make you laugh. I wanted to make everybody laugh. Now, from his therapist, I'm excluding this from my reasoning of where I came to, but from his therapist, it's about the childhood issues with his father was abusive, and he felt like if he could make his father laugh, his father wouldn't be mad, so he wouldn't hit his mother. All right, cool. That's your childhood stuff. Deal with that. I got you.
Right.
I'm setting that aside though, because I'm not giving him a pass for that, because it is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, he was basically trying to make her laugh. He wanted to make everybody laugh. He wanted to make everybody have a good time, have fun. Her idea, being classically trained Broadway actress, was this is work.
Yeah.
No, this is work. We come here to work, and that's what we're going to do. So that is where the riff started. It wasn't anybody necessarily doing anything wrong. It was two different perspectives on how the backstage should go. And like we said last week, if there's an argument between two people and one of them is the star of the show, guess who wins?
The star's always going to win that. Hey, let me shout out my man Broken Holmes.
So
my man Broken Holmes finally made it to a podcast.
Yo.
Glad to see him here and shit. Glad to see him.
Welcome. So what happened is, because of that rift, Will doubled down and he tried harder to make her laugh.
You know how annoying? You know how annoying that must have been?
Nigga. Yo, I can only imagine. It's like, yo, I'm trying my best. Whether I find you funny genuinely or not, I'm trying my best to be professional.
Yes.
And you're understanding that I'm not trying to laugh at you. And your response is, come harder.
Oh, jeez.
That had to be annoying as fuck. I'm certain. And this is why I feel like, I don't know. I don't call either side wrong in this, because of now understanding how the timeline went. I don't call either side wrong in this. I get people that still will. I'm not going to argue with you. If you feel like Will was still wrong, then fine. It is what it is. You're not going to change my mind. I don't feel like either side was wrong, because I think it was just a not bad, mismatching perspectives. And then business as usual.
Yeah.
And business that's not necessarily a good thing. Business as usual.
No, exactly. Also, I would say too, this is a case of, you gotta remember, people need to remember where hip hop was at that point too. Because I'm sure in Janet's mind, here comes this rapidy rap nigga. Annoying the fuck. Like, they're so unprofessional. There's a whole narrative and imagery around rap people, especially back then, right?
Absolutely.
And she probably attached all of that to him, when actually in reality, Will was not the atypical rapper. That wasn't like he was set off onto an island onto himself as far as style with a lot of the rappers back then.
Yeah.
He was not doing what a lot of them were doing. You know what I'm saying? But the stereotype, this old rapidy rap nigga in here, unprofessional, loud, running around. I'm sure that had a lot to do with her taking it that way as well. Because I don't necessarily think Will being that guy is a bad thing.
I think it was a culture clash.
It's a culture clash, yeah.
Because
that's all it was.
When I think about it, and I'll give you a little bit of more perspective as to why I don't consider either side wrong, is because like you would think you hear unprofessional, and clearly that's wrong. Well, no, the reason I don't consider that wrong is because James Avery was classically trained.
Yep. He didn't have a problem with
Jeffrey's actor, Joseph, whatever his last name, he was definitely classically trained.
Yeah, he had a problem with it.
They didn't seem to have a problem with it.
Nope.
James Avery was blasting jazz music out his room.
Right.
And Janet, and in the YouTube video that we'll put out about RIP Uncle Phil, Janet mentioned that she didn't really have an issue with the jazz stuff.
Right.
I think if I remember that correctly, if I'm remembering that correctly,
it's culture.
That's what she said.
It's culture.
So it's a culture thing.
Also, people that
so
like
I'm not
from that generation that like jazz, and this is a pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to view jazz in a different light than hip hop, but fail to remember that when jazz first came on the scene, it was being treated just like hip hop was being treated.
Yep. Facts.
So when they think of jazz is respectable.
The thing I would say about that is I wouldn't necessarily consider her this only because they're not that, their age difference isn't that big.
It's 12 years, right?
That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason I would like absolutely add that, but it would be like a little lower on my list because she's not that much older than him. Like it's just that, what she was into and not into. So like,
because trust me, it was a lot of younger people back then at that time too, who would have saw jazz as more classier.
Absolutely.
Even if they didn't listen to it. Because I used to get on people's ass about that. I used to get people's ass like, yo, so I hear you talking this shit I hear you talking all that jazz. But the reality of the situation is if I go into your CD collection.
I hate you so much.
No, I told him if I go into your CD collection, I guarantee you I don't see none of that there. When I see you riding down the street in your car, you ain't blasting that. So I get the respectability politics that you're trying to throw out there now and try to throw hip hop under the bus. I don't see you. I see you. But just know that jazz was treated the exact same way as hip hop was. That ain't real music. I'll just make it up as y'all go along. That's the type of shit they were saying back then.
Yeah.
So
especially because of the improvisational nature of jazz. So yeah, so then basically what happened was Will said, and this part is absolutely an overreaction, but it just is what it is. He says basically he has to head two forms. He had the try to get everybody to love me and laugh and have a good time, and the dragon.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm going to destroy you now. So he started telling the story goes, I can't remember which side said this, so I'm not trying to corroborate it or anything, but the story goes that he started telling people that she was difficult. That didn't start yet. He started telling people that she had an issue with him, and that got to the people that make the decisions as far as the money and whatnot.
Right.
And they then came to her with that bogus ass deal. So and it's a deal that she didn't accept. Again, she was not fired. She just didn't take the deal.
Right.
And so they went with a recast.
Which is
like,
it's one of those type of things that TV execs, movie execs, and music execs pull. It's really some underhanded shit where it makes it look like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Like, that's what they're doing with that. Like, we're going to give you this deal that we know you're not going to accept. Oh, we didn't fire her. She just didn't accept the deal.
Absolutely.
That's that. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? That's that shit. That's that shit.
I skipped something. So, so they went, word got to them. They offered the deal. And that's when she got wind of them getting wind. That's when she stopped talking to everybody. That's where the I didn't know who to trust thing came from.
Yeah, they didn't go into too much detail with that during the show, but okay.
Right.
I see.
That's where the I didn't know who to trust thing came from. That's why that's not only why, but that's a big reason of why she stopped talking to everybody.
Right. Wow.
So it's like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I get it. I absolutely get it. So it was interesting. Anybody that's interested
hasn't seen it,
Fresh Prince thing,
go check
out the reunion. Go check out the Red Table Talk. Go check out his video on RIP Uncle Phil. Now for the main event. It's time.
Ass Chappelle Show.
Oh, my bad.
Chappelle Show.
So, and this will definitely be the title because it's a message that we want to get out there as much as possible. Boycott the Chappelle Show.
Yeah. Well, is it even necessary now?
Yes. Yes, still necessary.
I thought they took
it. No, it wasn't made clear. This is what happened. So for anybody that doesn't know, we talked about this briefly. I don't think we went in on it, but we talked about this briefly that the Chappelle Show was streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
So Dave Chappelle did another little talk back. I think that's what they call them. Talk back. It was basically a mini special. I think it was an excerpt from a special that he did the special itself isn't recorded.
Right.
I think that's what happened. Just like 846. I'm fairly certain that I think 846 was specifically filmed the way that it was as the whole quote unquote special, even though it was only like 20 minutes or so.
Right.
But this was an excerpt from his act. He was already doing a set, and then this video starts. Stop whatever you're doing. You're making noise in the microphone.
What?
Eat it already, goddammit.
What are you talking about? I'm not eating anything.
Yeah, not yet. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm watching. Go ahead. I'm looking specifically at your camera.
What?
Go ahead.
I'm not eating anything.
I'm watching. See, terrible, terrible. But so basically, what happened is Dave starts telling a story, and this is funny. The difference between Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart is
about 5 feet.
Dave Chappelle. Well,
that was inappropriate. I apologize.
The difference between Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart is that Dave Chappelle claps back at his critics.
Yes, he does.
But he doesn't really come off as bitter because he's funny.
Yeah, that matters. The funny part
matters because you're stressing the reason that you should be able to do these things is because you're a comedian. Well, okay, fine. Be funny then.
Right.
That's how I feel. Like,
no, I agree.
Tube and I were just talking before this about a joke that is in poor taste, but it's funny.
Right. That's some truth to it.
That's supposed to be your job. You can't use the I'm a comedian. Yes. You can't use the I'm a comedian excuse if it's not funny.
Right.
It has to still be funny. You don't get a free pass to just say whatever the fuck you want. And just because you are a comedian, you can say this thing.
Can you imagine if I got on a track where I'm dissing somebody, right? And it's a 3 minutes long song. And I don't rhyme at all. I'm literally just on that.
That's
on the
funny.
beat,
I was just going to say that. You don't rhyme once. That's it.
Not one time.
Not a single rhyme.
Did I really do my job? Did I really do my job?
No.
I don't think I did.
Not at all. It's just not what happened. So yeah, that's the biggest difference between Dave and Kevin. Because when we were talking about Kevin, I immediately thought about Dave's bit in Sticks and Stones when he was talking about he was going to do some impressions, and he was I'm gonna do one more impression. Let's see if y'all can get this one. He's like, duh, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And when I catch you doing something that I don't like, we're gonna cancel you. Doesn't matter when you do it. If I find out about it, we're gonna cancel you. And he's like, who's that? He's like, that's you. That's the audience. That's funny.
That's funny.
That works because it's funny. It's not just not him coming across as being bitter.
Right.
So anyway, he started out, he's a great storytelling comedian. That's really where I was going with that. He's a great storytelling comedian. So he basically starts off the story with how he started comedy. And he was saying he was a young kid. He was good at it, not to be brag, but he actually was able to start off being good. He got better as time went along, but he was fortunate enough to be good at it from the jump.
Right.
And he said somebody took saw him do a joke. They liked it. They asked could they borrow it. He said, all right, cool, you could borrow it. And then time passed and they ended up on the same set again. And the dude went in front of him and he did the joke. So he approached the dude and he's like, hey, can I get my joke back? Like, it's been long enough. I let you borrow it. It's mine. It's mine. And he was like, no. I can just take it. And what you gonna do about it?
Basically. He deboed him. He deboed.
Oh yeah. Who won't check me though?
That's my bike, punk.
Basically.
That's basically what he
did.
Yeah.
Basically. So he was like, he learned the valuable lesson, not because it was the worst thing that ever happened to him. It's just that, this is the type of thing that people will do to you. Right. So basically, fast forward, because I'm not going to give it away. It's only 20 minutes special, so go watch it. It's like not even 20 minutes, but like, yeah, go watch it. It's on his Instagram. So basically, this is what happened. He said when he agreed to Lorne Michaels that he was going to go ahead and do Saturday Night Live, that's when he found out that the Chappelle Show was going to be streaming on Netflix. And the thing about that is Comedy Central owns everything that has to do with the Chappelle Show. You heard me right. Let me repeat that.
Say it again, because I don't know if people know.
When he agreed that he would do Saturday Night Live, this most recent Saturday Night Live, is when he found out that the Chappelle Show would be streaming on Netflix.
Right.
That's when he found out. So basically, like I said, Comedy Central owns Chappelle Show outright. He's in a situation where, and he said it's legal because he signed the contract,
right?
But he don't feel like it's right, and I agree.
Yeah.
So basically, the long and short of it is, he's asking everybody to. Oh, I'm sorry. When he found out, he was like, "Well, that doesn't make me feel good. I don't like that." So he talked to Netflix,
right,
and explained his issue, and they took it down,
right,
which is a commendable fucking move from Netflix. Though we're not going to act like they don't benefit from it. This is one of your most famous people you're in dealings with, right. So it pays to make them happy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they take it down. Mm-hmm.
So there are so many lessons in this situation, some that could apply almost universally, some that are exclusive to this specific situation. Now I'm gonna start with those first. That's Dave fucking Chappelle, who bust his ass to put himself in a position where he could do what he did in that rant and make some shit happen. Guys like us on the lower end of the content creating thing,
no, we can't do that.
We couldn't do that. However,
at all,
the fact that he did can in some way benefit us. Why? Because it continues to add and gain more attention to the fact that there are these predatory ass, gatekeeping ass companies.
What's going on with your screen?
It's doing that again? I wasn't looking at it.
Yeah. I don't.
It's always that EOS, yo. Hold up. I'm about to do something real fast.
Real fast? What's your definition of real fast?
Right there. I did. I just took the video off. Turned that off. I know there's a delay. Did it happen yet?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I took that off, and I'm gonna let it chill, and then I'm gonna click back on it when I think it may have straightened itself out. So,
okay.
Yeah, so like it helps. It could help us in the sense that the more people start talking about the predatory practices of these motherfucking gatekeeping ass corporations that basically stand between the artist that creates the IP and the audience that wants to consume the IP. And they usually wait when you're young, and they know that you're at a point in your life where you haven't made a lot of money. So that is like part of it. You want to get paid for your craft. And they throw this money in front of your face, probably more money that you ever seen in your entire life, in your face, knowing that in their minds, we going to make 100 times this shit, but we going to give him this so we can get it. And then after we give him that, he has no more rights to this shit. We'll continue to make money off of it. Our kids will be able to make money off of this shit. That shit is predatory. And that may have been a business practice that they thought was cool and fair, but the reality was it never was fair. And it's time to address it, because this doesn't just affect people in Dave Chappelle's lane.
Facts.
You're talking everything from musicians to people that create like art that goes in galleries. It's a whole bunch of different other types of genres where this applies to, and it needs to be addressed, especially considering the fact that we live in a digital age now where it to a certain degree, I would say, especially more so 10 years ago, it was the wild, wild west out here with this. There was no real rules about how content was to be used and who was to get paid off of it and all this other shit. It's time that we on some Andy Griffin shit. It's time that we making some rules, all right?
Right.
and they can't be the rules
Facts.
that only benefit the motherfuckers that got the money in the first place. Nah, it's got this is what we not doing going forward. We not having people create some wondrous piece of art, no matter what it is, and then we find out 20 years later they broke because the motherfuckers that, not because of no decisions they had made beyond that, but because the motherfuckers locked them into a shitty ass deal. We not doing that. Let's not do that. You know?
Nah. So he basically goes on to say, Netflix took it down, but it still streams on HBO Max. It still is probably there's still probably reruns showing somewhere on some station and all that type stuff. So what he said is, hey, guys, if you are a fan of me, if you ever thought that anything I did was funny, if you appreciate my work, because there have been people asking me to do another Chappelle show. Well, I can't, because even if I made another show, I couldn't name it the Chappelle show because I don't have the rights. Comedy Central has those rights. So he was basically like, anywhere you see the Chappelle show, I'm not asking you to boycott a network. I'm asking you to boycott the Chappelle show.
Right.
Do not watch it. And then he made a plea to Comedy Central. He said, listen, I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm willing to get in bed with you to fix this wrong so we can together fight this feeling that I am feeling.
Right.
I'm giving you that opportunity. You can pay me what I am owed for this.
Right.
Or
we can get into some gangster shit.
I mean, that's basically what he was on. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I am all for that. Yeah. I love the audacity, the temerity, the unmitigated gall
ass
that Dave displayed with that statement. Because for all intents and purposes, he's right.
Yeah.
Legally, there's nothing he can do. However, he has a huge following.
Crazy following.
And let's not pretend that stands don't exist. Let's not pretend that there will not be people that will be like, oh, we're boycotting Comedy Central, period.
Say less. Say less. And you know what? This is the other thing I want people to realize too. When you see people get on there and rail about cancel culture, just understand this too is part of cancel culture. This is absolutely part of cancel culture. So
cancel culture can be used for the good.
Exactly. So again, I would just say that in Dave Chappelle's case, him doing this reminded me
again. You said and then there was
silence.
There
was some silence. Is it still silent now?
Yeah,
it is.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
What? No.
What? It did it again?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, well, what are you talking about? Oh, that's right. The damn delay. You sure it ain't the delay?
You have a delay, my guy. No, I'm positive it was.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me do something.
Fuck them is correct, Paul.
What about now? Is it back now? I'll take that as a no.
Tim, no, you just went out completely.
What about now?
I'm going to take this moment to read what you sent me, Greg. All right, this post says it's not about the money. And hold on, that was my first thing. That was my first thing because this is Dave Chappelle. We know Dave Chappelle got money.
Yeah,
like it's not an issue of money. Right. But I continue. It's not about the money. It's about artists being compensated for their work. It's about white men in suits fucking people over for decades, if not centuries. It's about pimps and hoes. Hoes thinking they're somebody while pimps have the power. Hoes doing all the work while the pimps collect all the revenue. Chappelle is standing up for all of us. He's setting a precedent. He's making a statement that can have an immense effect on how artists are treated in the future. If you think this is about a rich man's greed, you're not wrong. But Facts. Chappelle isn't the greedy one. The man speaking out is not the greedy one. The people making deals behind closed doors are the greedy ones.
Facts.
These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about art. They don't give a fuck about anything but money. Chappelle is telling us how it is. Just listen. He has information. He is telling the truth. He cares about art, and he's fighting for artists.
Facts.
Yeah, Tim, you are completely silent, my guy.
That's weird.
I see you reacting.
That's weird.
Oh, there we go.
That's weird.
No,
I don't know what's happening with that. But yeah, yo, like it's like the guy said, this is helpful for all of us. It's not just about some rich guy's greed about B. Nah.
At all.
No, he's setting the precedent. That's what Joe Budden was saying when Joe Budden was talking about this. And it's funny, Joe Budden made a good point too. And he really slapped a lot of people in the face with it when he said that shit. He was like, where that same energy for Dave protecting his IP that y'all have for me. Because he's talking about Charlamagne and them. Y'all talking, how come I don't hear nobody saying that Dave just signed a bad deal? Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Realistically, he did, and he admitted to that in the little talk back.
Right.
He said, like,
the difference is though,
23-year-old kid with kids on the way.
There's nuance. The difference is he didn't get the judgment that came behind that statement when it came to Joe Budden is not the same judgment you hear coming.
One of two reasons. Y'all love him more. Y'all fear him more.
Yep. So they make Joe out to be this crazy man. He's a crazy man, right? He just won't do business. He doesn't know how to do good business. Yeah, we don't think we don't see with that energy.
You were saying something?
No, it wasn't. I didn't say anything.
Oh. Okay. Clearly, because you went dark, my guy.
I'm dark.
No.
How much darker can I get?
Darker than dark.
I mean, Tombstone the Dead.
Oh, you
is
can
really
be
dark.
much darker. No, nope. Nope. Darkety dark, my guy.
Blackety black.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I'm absolutely 1000% all here for this.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I put it on my watch list when it showed up on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I never got around to watching the episode. And now that I find out that this is the case, I'm definitely. Now here's the thing. This is one of those things that it was like it wasn't surprising. It just wasn't in the front of my mind. Like,
right.
I knew that he signed something when he left the show.
Right.
I just didn't know exactly what it was. So when he says like, "Oh no, they own all of that. There's nothing I can do. They don't have to pay me anything." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Not one down. But can we talk about the other other lesson with this? The other lesson with this is just because something's legal doesn't make it right. So when people start yelling at, "Oh, but it's the law." Yo, are we really gonna go there? Especially as black people, are we really gonna go there with the idea that if something's legal, that means it's ipso facto good? Because slavery was legal too. All right, so let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not make that a catch-all. You know?
Nah, bro. We're not doing that over here. Cut that shit out.
Right.
Get it together, people. Like legal and good are not
always synonymous,
necessarily.
Right. Right.
Like, come on. You morally, you're jerking somebody out of their hard-earned money.
And you took advantage of them at a time when they didn't know any better.
Yeah.
You stack the deck, like they talk about when you and these record companies, these record company things, where you have they say go get a lawyer. Well, that lawyer also works for the record company. So whose side do you really think he's actually? Whose interest is he actually protecting here when he tells you, "Yes, I read the contract and this is a good deal"? See, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
And that's what Dave was saying. He was saying everybody told me it was a good deal. Everybody in the room was saying how good a deal it was. They were telling the truth just for them.
Right.
You hate to see it, but I love this energy.
Yes, and let's keep that going.
Yes.
That's why when Joe Buttons was talking about his shit with Spotify, I was like, niggas don't sleep on what he's saying. Because all of you guys that are starting these podcasts and these shows and all this other stuff digitally in your basement or in your bedroom or whatever, if that shit takes off, there's going to be people that's going to want to sponge off of your popularity and make themselves rich beyond belief. And your ass got to check that. That might have been more than you've ever seen before in your life, but that don't mean it was equitable or fair. Nah.
All right, two things. Marissa says, it's a very good look for Netflix. That set a precedent and backs up their commitment to people of color and the independent content stance. They can have the flowers even though it was the right thing to do. I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
Facts.
Like I said, it was a really good look for Netflix. Like, but here's the thing. I've been paying attention to what Netflix has been doing, and I am not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. They're still corporation. So there are going to be some shit that they do that's BS. It's just 100% a fact.
Right.
Like that they're not going to be saints in the everyday consumer's eyes. It's just not going to happen. But overall, the things that I've been seeing and knowing not knowing personally, but being aware of some of the hires that they've made, and in some of the departments at the company, I know that they've been heading in the right direction for years. It's it's why I go so hard on Monique, because the argument that she's making it's
a bad
felonious.
one. Let's just say it. It's a bad argument. Yeah, it's a bad argument.
It's egregious. She's conflating things that should not be conflated. If she just stuck to they treated me bad, then I could probably rock with her a little bit more than they don't care about black people. They don't care about black women.
That's a reach. That's a reach right there. That's a reach. That's definitely
they don't care about black people. Well, but your complaint was because when you say black people, your original complaint was Amy Schumer aside, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. You were complaining about Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. They're black people. Right. Then you go to black women. Well, Tiffany Haddish got a special.
Facts.
Issa Rae, Ava DuVernay, Shonda Rhimes, they got deals.
Facts.
So
what is not really talking about
with the reality?
Right. What the fuck is you talking about over there?
Right. It's not really jiving with the reality.
Mm-mm.
So yeah. Sam says other lesson would be to buy the rights to your show. If Adam Sandler could buy Vanilla Ice rights from Suge Knight, I'm sure Dave could have bought his show. I disagree.
Especially
I shouldn't have to buy my shit.
Yeah. Plus, not only that, this is another case where they can make it seem like you're hitting yourself. So they put the price of it so high, you can't afford it. They go, we offered it to him and he didn't take the purchase. This is another case of why you hitting yourself.
Right.
You hitting yourself, So
nah, man, fuck that. We gonna do this. We gonna do this guerrilla warfare style.
Yeah, because
either
that's right. That's right.
You can either see what's going on with this and see and notice that these people are going to back me and decide to get in on this.
Yeah.
Hey man, get in on this.
Yeah. You know the good reason to do that? The good reason to do it that way. And this is going to be Petty Murphy as shit. But this is how they this is how they take from you. They put you in a situation where you have no choice or no good choices. And you take that one because at least I get some money. So we not gonna play fair with you when you ain't been playing fair all this time. Nah,
not at all.
We in your ass like a cheap pair of boxes. Fuck that.
You signed the contract. You took the money. Go get your stuff legally. Well, Sam, this is legal.
This is all legal.
What Dave is doing is legal. There's nothing illegal about telling people not to watch the show.
Yep, it's a boycott.
He just happens to have a huge following. Yeah. He has a huge influence.
It's a boycott.
If they have a problem with it, they can come back to the table with him.
Yo, if Dave would have went in there with a shotgun and at gunpoint told them to give him his shit back, that would have been illegal. But Dave telling his audience, yo, don't rock with them.
Don't watch that shit.
They kind of cheated me out of that shit. Don't rock with them. That's not illegal. That's a boycott.
Yeah. Everything he's doing is above board. Like I said, you put the fear. It's like Toom always said, I don't mind being pandered to, but do it because you fear what's going to happen if you don't.
That's right.
And this is that type of situation. The reason you put that special out, especially on Instagram, is to get the word out, and now people know that they're supposed to be boycotting, and now Comedy Central is going to know that people are supposed to be boycotting. Right. So in the event, either one, like Dave says, now, sure, realistically, there's a third option. The third option is people don't boycott and nothing changes, right? But essentially, Dave kind of is in the driver's seat right now because the other two potential outcomes are, one, Comedy Central realizes it's like almost it's almost a catch-22.
Keep going.
It's like he said about HBO. He said he pitched the show to HBO, and he was like, well, HBO was like, what do we need you for? And now that HBO Max started streaming Chappelle Show, Dave's response is, what do you need me for? It's that kind of thing. So now you got a situation where Comedy Central is like, all right, I see what's going on. Oh man, so I can go ahead and come back to the table with Dave and make him whole. That'll get the people back on my side. Or they can try to call his bluff and see if because that's the best case scenario. Best case scenario is they see what potentially could be coming, they get back to the table with Dave. That's best case scenario for everybody involved, realistically, even Comedy Central. Because generally when we've on this show over the year and plus time. It's been more than 2 years now. We missed the 1 year anniversary. Anyway, 2 year anniversary. We missed the 2 year anniversary. But one of the things that we've been saying is that people will do things. They'll make exceptions for the people that they like, for the people who entertain them. They'll make exceptions for that type of thing. So when you got the person that you're a fan of saying, hey, don't watch this particular piece of content because they not giving me money for it. Like, sure, you can watch it, but I would prefer if you are a fan of me, if you're actually a fan of me, so yeah, he's pulling on the heartstrings. If you're actually a fan of me, don't do that. Don't watch that. So, like I said, that's the best case scenario for everybody, including Comedy Central. Second scenario is, all right, everybody actually boycotts them and they realize like, oh shit, we're not making any money off of this. They can either at that point just decide not to decide not to continue on with it. They can just pull it from everywhere, or they can go back to the table with Dave. Or third, the renegotiating could be involving him or letting it go.
Right.
Sam says true, but why boycott when you could go get it? It's like if 3-6 Mafia would have signed a 360 deal with young artists and telling people not to listen to their earlier music until they get the rights to their music. I ain't trying to listen to this Rotten Spenders. Because who was it? Was it MOP? Somebody that was signed with Tommy Boy. Who was it? Who had the issue with Tommy Boy? It was a lot of people. Well, true. It was a group though. Was it MOP?
No. Was it De La Soul? I think it was De La Soul. It was
De La Soul. Sam, that exact scenario happened, Sam. De La Soul was telling people not to stream their music when they went to the stream platforms. That's literally what happened. That's exactly what happened, because it's not necessarily about the money. Naughty by Nature too. Naughty by Nature had an issue with Tommy Boy. Like, they were literally telling people not to stream their music because they don't make money from it. It doesn't make sense. Like, you put in your hard work. I'm not putting in my hard work to then come back and pay for my listen. Yes, technically, you're technically right. You could potentially buy your shit back. Yes, you could potentially
put a dent in your pockets.
Like, right. I ain't putting no That's dent in the whole thing. For that. Why would I put a dent in my pockets when I can put a dent? I can simultaneously put a dent in the pockets of people who are pissing me off and end up with more money.
Right. And this is my whole issue when we start talking the legality of the situation. Because see, the playing field is not leveled with that. These motherfuckers they have money. They have lobbyists that go up to DC, right? And they influence what laws get written so that it benefits them, right? They play these games they've been playing these games for the longest time. So when we start talking legality, you need to understand that doesn't come from on high with somebody with clean hands. Those are people that are corrupt as a motherfucker who are taking advantage of their money and their power to not only take advantage of the creator, but also take advantage of the strings of government. Anytime you can go in and create the reality for which you get to win in. And the rest, and everybody, no one else can do that. You can do it because you got the power, you got the money and the influence and the positioning. You can literally go in and be a reality warper and warp the reality around what's more beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So it's not an even playing field. They play dirty pool. Look, talk to any one of them comedians from the past, any of them. Talk to Red Fox if he was still alive. Like, talk to some musicians from back in the day. They play dirty pool, but they want us to play fair. And I'm like, nah, B, we not doing that. Not doing that.
No.
We playing how you play.
We found a loophole.
Yeah.
You got all these loopholes. We found a loophole. We going to go ahead and take advantage of that shit.
Yeah.
You ain't going to like it. We get it. Guess what?
We
Now
ain't
you
like
know
it
how we
either.
feel.
we ain't like it either.
It's that simple. When you can galvanize the point. So, all right, for instance, Adam Sandler, I'll separate that. I'm not, I don't know if this is true. I think it is, but it's just an example. Don't really take it too literal.
Right.
Adam Sandler has more money, whereas Dave Chappelle has the more rabid fan base. So, sure, Adam Sandler can go ahead and buy Vanilla Ice's masters and all that other stuff.
By the way, Adam Sandler has way more money, like $420 million.
So Adam Sandler has the money to where it's like potentially, and on top of that, it wasn't his stuff he was buying. He was buying somebody else's stuff. But potentially, the money that he spent for that may have been inconsequential to him. When you talk about your own stuff, you can't. I know, for instance, if I made something that made me a worldwide phenomenon, and I am now still rich, that original thing is priceless to me.
Facts. That's facts. That's facts.
So if I was going to put myself in a scenario where I was going to try to buy it back, I would probably get got.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you.
You know, like, it's funny that you say that, yo, because I'm sitting here now envisioning my nine albums, and one of them, but if that had became this global phenomenon thing, but I wasn't getting the money for it, I would feel away. Like I would feel away. And especially if that situation came about because they took advantage of my naivete and my unexperienced youth, and also the fact that they have literally created a system where everybody, even the people that's supposed to be on your side, ain't really on your side. They're on the side of the big corporation. So you are literally a guppy in a pond full of fucking alligators, right? Like, and
facts.
Yo, like I would feel away once I got older, knew a little more, and this is the other problem. Too many people know that shit is wrong, yet when they get old enough to know better, they do the exact same thing to the next up and coming artist or whatever. That's why the situation lasted so long. You know,
absolutely. It's an entire mess. Like
it is,
and I am 100% behind Mr. Chappelle. He has the moral high ground in this scenario.
Absolutely, because
realistically, it's his shit.
That's his shit.
Like,
it's his shit.
I feel like, again, this is morals versus legality. I feel like if I make some shit, I should be able to say when I no longer do it.
Right.
That should be my call. I shouldn't have to sign a contract to get out of doing it. Like,
and as far as relatability to that point you just made, you know, the artists are the ones that make the shit we like, right?
Yep.
Not the corporations.
Facts.
The most the corporations can take credit for is building
marketing,
awareness,
distributing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm gonna relate to the motherfucker that's making the shit that I like more so than a billionaire faceless corporation that's trying to gank them for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that way. So when Dave Chappelle goes on a rant and tells his folks, man, don't fuck with them, because they don't fuck with me. A lot of people are gonna feel that. Like, you know,
I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And look, these are old shows. It's ain't like these new shows. How many of us haven't seen the Chappelle show?
Right.
So it ain't no.
You're not dying to watch it.
Dying to watch. Right. Like, all right, fine, fuck it.
And realistically, if this works out in his favor, we could potentially get another one.
Exactly. So it's kind of in our best interest as consumers.
Yeah, it doesn't behoove us to ignore him on this one.
Yeah, like we might get some new shit.
Right. Like, unless you're so hard up to watch Charlie Murphy in Prince and all that, then sure, go for it, my guy.
Go on YouTube, and
right?
They got
go on
clips.
YouTube and watch
They
the
got clips.
That's what I would do, because no. As far as streaming the episode, no.
And would they get money? No.
I want. This is how I would like the scenario to go. HBO Max has a conversation with Comedy Central, like, hey, this show is underperforming.
Also, it's exactly that underperforming. That's everything. Once it starts underperforming, it's not even worth it to y'all now. So you need to fix this. You need to fix this.
Absolutely. We need you to get on top of this. Like, whatever you gotta do is whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
And they've specifically said, boycott it until I get paid what I deserve.
That's all. And then
once he gets paid what he deserves, whatever the contract ends up being, the new contract, y'all enjoy.
Now that he's old enough to know better, now that he's been in the business for a while, now that he's not some noob getting his joke taken from him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And realistically, let's be honest. The way that we celebrate shit, in the event that this does pan out for him,
oh man,
the streams for the Chappelle Show will go through the fucking roof.
So they'll wind up making money anyway by doing the right thing. And this is what the deal is.
Because it's gonna go back on Netflix.
You know what we have to create an environment, and we're the only ones that can really do this. We have to create an environment where it's lucrative to do the right thing. Because they're not going to do the right thing just willy-nilly because it feels good to them. No. They are predators. If they see an advantage, they're going to take it. So if that means through the use of fear, I'm with that.
Fact.
That's hood rules. Oh, this is my block. And you want to respect that.
What would happen, I'm just extrapolating. Realistically, in my mind, what would happen is, they find out, all right, these numbers ain't working. Or like I said, best case scenario, Comedy Central is like, we don't want to get into this. Let's go ahead and go back to the table.
Right.
Netflix will be the new home of the new Chappelle Show.
Yep.
Because they already have a working relationship. They've already hedged their bets by taking it down. They got him in their pocket. Yeah. I'm not saying that in the bad way.
I know what you mean.
They've gained an amount of
They've gained good faith. They've gained good faith. Good faith.
Right.
Good faith.
So
good faith should pay off. That should pay off.
Absolutely. And that's what would happen. If he did decide to do another one, it would be shopped first to Netflix.
Yep. Because they treated him right. Exactly, Napalm. They earned his trust. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That's all. This should be some golden rule shit, right? Like we should but what winds up happening though is the fact that they created these laws. You know what I'm saying? They created these laws and they also conditioned us to go, well, the rules is the rules. Yeah, but you still got to consider who made the rules, who actually had influence. Was it the regular people? Or was it the people that already sit themselves above and away from regular people, or the artists that created it? You know what I'm saying? Like, kick them niggas in the nuts.
Here's the thing about rules, though. Here's the thing about rules. I only want to hear rules is the rules when I'm breaking them.
Yo, facts.
You're not breaking any rule here. This is an unintended side effect of your being a predator.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's what this is.
The predator made the rules. It's like that old saying, it's of no consequence for the lamb to make a law against eating meat if the lion don't agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's how they've been living.
You could have that rule amongst them all day.
You want. But if the lion
matters none.
I'm eating that shit. I'm eating it.
That's how no goddamn lamb.
Right. Fuck that. Y'all get full off grass, not me. You know what I mean?
Facts. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate that it came to this.
Yeah, it is.
And I was wondering, there was a time when I was wondering, like, after he came back and got that bag, I was wondering, like, what would happen? Like, is he like, he looks overall, he looks like he's happy, but like, that's his namesake.
Yeah, it's his legacy.
I had thought about that before. Yeah, that's his legacy. So like, to be in a situation where he has nothing to do with it, like absolutely
no control
nothing
over
to do with it,
his image,
doesn't
his work,
couldn't even make a new one and use that name. It would have to be some other name.
Right.
Nah, B. You shouldn't. First of all, I don't care how legal whatever it is. You shouldn't be able to own somebody else's name.
Right.
It's their name. It's not a stage name. I feel differently about stage names, for sure. But somebody's name?
There's wriggle room in stage names. There's wriggle room. But your name, your birth name, nah, B. You can't own that.
That's not cool.
It's my shit. It's my shit.
That's not cool. David Aloysius Chappelle. It's not his middle name. I don't remember what his middle name is.
This nigga said Aloysius.
I don't remember.
Yo,
I don't remember what his middle name is. It's not that.
You and that nigga Sean Black. I remember the first nigga I heard use that name in a joke like that was Sean Black. Aloysius. Ass.
But it's like, yeah, man, I'm rooting for this. I want it to happen sooner than later. Like I said, I want the best case scenario. I want Comedy Central to be like, fuck. All right, we're not gonna fuck with y'all. Let's get back. Let's get back in this room. Let's go back to the table. Let's get something that's gonna work out for everybody. That's my best. That's my best hope, because again, I'm gonna go back to this. What they did, there's nothing illegal about what they did.
Facts.
At the end of the day, they were looking out for their best interests, which sucks because it came at the expense of an artist. But on a super macro level, there's nothing wrong with their intent. Your intent wasn't, well, I can't speak for them, but to generalize this, they could get away with saying that their intent wasn't to do Chappelle dirty. It was to do themselves great.
But you know what? From a slightly bigger macro thing, those laws in general, I refuse to believe that these brilliant motherfuckers didn't know what they was doing. When they send their lobbyists to DC,
they're aware.
They know what the fun.
Absolutely, they're
get this money. He's trying to get this money. If I know, look, if you talk to any of the dudes I grew up with that was playing ghetto games to get money, trust me, the intent was what the intent was. It was.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No, you're a casualty.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
You're a side effect. You're a happenstance.
Right. I know that this person's mom is strung out and she's not going to be in the best shape to take care of her kids, but I got to get this money. Right. So if these guys on that lower level know what they doing, y'all niggas know.
And then
what? I can't hear you.
What? Who? No. What? Clearly, I could not hear you. Sam said, true, but he signed the contract. He sold his name for a price. Should have took the chance to rap a route. If one more network trying to sign me, it's going to be dreadhead niggas in your lobby. Two things with that. One, now you're talking about doing illegal shit. That's not what's happening here.
Right.
Dave Chappelle is taking a legal route to remedy his issue.
He's telling his fans don't support it.
I cannot confirm nor deny that he sold his name for a price. The contract for him doing the show is not the same piece of paper that he signed when he left.
Right.
So I'm not sure if this is, like I said, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a situation where he did or didn't own the name before he decided to leave.
And again, he was 23 years old.
Because that might have been a stipulation that they required in order for him to not have to finish the show out.
Right.
So I'm not sure about that one. No, he didn't sell. I don't believe he got money when he left. I don't think he sold anything when he left. And Team, your audio is out again.
Yeah, I'm trying to
let you know.
Trying to work on that.
Let you know. I see you talking, but I don't hear you. I'm not hearing you say anything.
You can hear me, damn it.
No, still can't hear you. I saw you did something. It looked nice. It flashed and it blinked, but then no audio came after that. So it was like the lightning, but then you're waiting for the thunder and. And he froze. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, bruh. We're gonna have to get you a technical audio engineer for these live streams, my guy. Mike, go fix Tim shit. Where you at?
Look, man, this I don't believe.
No, you still
It's still not.
Nope. Nah.
Hold up. Let me see something.
And like, this is a decent time to end the show.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
First of all, this has less to do with technical prowess and more to do with having, unfortunately, a shitty old setup.
I mean, sure.
So
absolutely.
shit is not,
Absolutely. Well, we all right, this is what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta find Dave.
We gotta find Dave.
And when he goes back to the table with Comedy Central, we gotta get him to throw some shit in there for us.
I mean, it's only right we're on the show telling people not to watch the Chappelle
Absolutely.
show. So he needs
not watch the Chappelle show.
Don't watch that shit. Help Dave out with that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
absolutely.
That's it for the show. We appreciate all of you guys as usual coming to the show, checking us out, laughing with us. I still stand by my original point that the people in this particular audience on the live stream had better jokes than Kevin Hart had in that entire stand up. Like, bottom line, you guys are better. You're kings of comedy. And yeah, man, we appreciate that because y'all constantly supporting us is what gets us by, man. Like you guys are an important part of the show. We appreciate everybody on Spotify that's listening. And yeah, so for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.